Hello. All right. Today we're going to do another Bible study. And this is something that I think is going to maybe clear up a few things, but maybe make you rethink how you think about certain things. And in this case, we're going to talk about Gog and Magog. So this is more of a end time scenario. The whole Revelation, book of Revelation, just supposed to be, it's the revelation of Jesus Christ. And there's a lot of history, there's a lot of theories, there's a lot of different philosophies. People have come up with so many different takes on the book of Revelation. But let's go ahead and dig into what the Bible actually says about Gog and Magog. So first, we need to understand that Gog and Magog, this battle that is referred to in Ezekiel, which I think it's Ezekiel 27, don't quote me on that, but the battle of Gog and Magog, and a lot of people way smarter than me, believe that most likely Gog is modern day Russia. And I think I've heard different things like Syria could be Magog. Anyway, it's supposed to be some countries that are north of Israel. So the thing is that what people try to do is they try to say that this battle is going to take place and that the Lord will come back and fight in this battle, and that, and this will be, kind of the culmination of the Antichrist and the beast and the false prophet, and just the culmination of the come on, words. Sometimes the words escape me. The basically all of the torment that humankind is going to go through during the Great Tribulation. They think that this is all the accumulation of all these things, and that Gog and Magog are going to surround Israel, and there's going to be this huge battle, and they're not reading the Bible correctly. And you're like, oh, you sound like you know what you're talking about, or you sound like you think you know what you're talking about. Let's just read the word, okay? So, in Revelation 20, it says, "And I saw an angel coming down out of heaven, having the keys to the abyss, and holding in his great hand a great chain. He seized the dragon, that ancient serpent, who is the devil, or Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. He threw him into the abyss and locked and sealed it over him to keep him from deceiving the nations any more until the 1,000 years were ended. After that, he must be set free for a short time." Okay, so that's chapter 20, 1 through 3. Now I'm going to skip down to verse 7. Please read the whole thing on your own so you can see the context. But verse 7 says, "When the 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released from his prison and will go out and deceive the nations in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them for battle. In number, they are like the sand of the seashore. They march across the breadth of the earth and surrounded the camp of God's people, the city he loves. But fire came down from heaven and devoured them. And the devil who had deceived them was thrown into the lake of burning sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet had been thrown, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever." So when we hear about Gog and Magog and Israel being surrounded and this big war, this is after the millennial reign of Christ. This is after Jesus has already come back. They've locked Satan away for 1,000 years. Those you can get more into it to find out who reigns with Christ. I believe that it talks about those who had died during the tribulation will reign with Christ for 1,000 years. But after the tribulation, after that 1,000-year period, then Satan will be released to deceive the nations again. Then there will be a final battle, and that is where Gog and Magog surround Israel and try to destroy it. And so you can see there in verse 7, when the 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released from his prison and will go out and deceive the nations from the four corners of the earth. Gog and Magog, to gather them for battle. In number they are like the sands of the seashore. They march across the breadth of the earth and surrounded the camp of God's people, the city he loves. So, when people start talking about the end time scenarios, and they start talking about Gog and Magog, they're going to come and they're going to destroy and they're going to surround Israel and they're going to do all this, they try to make it sound like that this is right around the corner, that this war that they're talking about is going to happen with a twinkling of an eye or blinking of an eye or whatever it is. The Gog and Magog battle in the Bible doesn't happen until the very end. So please, whenever you hear somebody tell you something, especially on YouTube, but in the church as well, grab your Bible, read the passage for yourself. And in this case, it's something that it actually escaped me for years. I mean, I'd heard all of these end time scenarios. People have been preaching them for years, and they talk about Gog and Magog is going to come, and they put it all in this nice little story into a nice little present with a nice little bow, and they wrap it up and they give it to you and they tell you this is how it's going to happen. But I think a lot of times we just listen to what they say and we take it as the gospel. But we shouldn't. We should actually open up our Bibles and read it for ourselves and see what the Bible actually tells us. All right, take care. God bless, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And feel free to comment, share, and if you know something that I don't, I can always learn. All right, take care. God bless. Bye.